Let's get into the video. Trigger warnings, marital issues, infidelity, and cheating. I got a paternity test done, and now my wife might divorce me over it. Help. My wife and I have been married for 12 years. We have 3 kids, and I always had this nagging feeling that our middle child wasn't mine. Our oldest and youngest look just like me, but my middle child doesn't. My wife has shown me a picture of her grandfather, and he does look a lot like him, but he just doesn't have any of my family's features. He looks so different than anyone else in the family. I decided I wanted a paternity test to put my mind at ease. My wife got pretty upset when I brought it up because cheating has always been a deal breaker for her, but I just saw that as all the more reason to get one done. I told her that if she had nothing to hide, she should have no problem getting one done. I tested my son, and it turns out he's mine. I thought everything was fine, and I had my peace of mind. Except she told me she was going to take the kids and go to her parents for a while. When I asked why, she exploded and told me that she was seriously considering divorcing me over this stunt. She was furious with me for doubting her loyalty to me, knowing how she felt about cheating, and that she would never forgive me for what I put our son through, making him question his place in the family. I tried to get her to see my side, saying that I just wanted to be sure and that surely she could see why I'd question it when he looks nothing like me. She told me she would never forgive me for this and that I hoped my foolish pride was worth the cost of my family. She hasn't spoken to me since. I need advice on how to get her to talk to me and get her to see my side of the story and that it wasn't some attack on her character like she seems to think it was. I don't want a divorce. TLDR, I got a paternity test on my middle child because he doesn't look like me, and my wife wants to divorce me over it. Update. So, it's been a couple months now, and I thought I'd update. My wife finally agreed to sit down with me a couple weeks after I posted, and as some of you said, she doesn't want to stay with me. We talked, and basically it boiled down to her wanting a divorce because I don't trust her and think so poorly of her character that I thought she'd pass another man's child off as mine. She then said she'd never forgive me for treating my son so abhorrently, and he asked why I hated him. I didn't realize I treated him so differently, but apparently it was obvious. I tried to defend myself, but she asked what I meant then, because no matter how I tried to dress it up, I accused her of cheating and treated our son like trash because he wasn't my spitting image. She then brought it up and wondered if I was projecting because only one of us ever had infidelity in their background, and it wasn't her. That stung because, while yes, I had cheated in 2 past relationships, I've never cheated on her. I said that, but she said she'd never cheated at all, but that didn't stop me from accusing her of it. So now my kids won't talk to me, and my wife wants to divorce me. All over a paternity test. Update. Wife won't come with kids for Christmas. Help. My wife is divorcing me. If you need all the details, you can check my profile, I guess, but the short of it is, it's over me getting a paternity test. I want to spend Christmas together, but my wife won't spend it with me. She said she'd split the day so I could see 2 of my kids, but I want her and the 3rd child to come too. She refuses to do this. I asked my son if he wanted to come see me, and he said no, he'd stay with my wife. I said that I shouldn't continuously be punished for getting a paternity test, and that the kids deserve to spend time with a full family unit. She said our son deserves to be around someone who doesn't act in a way that makes him feel like I hate him. I tried to argue that being a full family unit again would be good for everyone, and maybe we could even try to reconcile since I still don't want a divorce and think she should give me another chance. She said no, offered to split the day again, and that was it. How can I convince her to come spend the day with me? The top comment basically describes what most people think. How? You don't. You can't. You don't seem to understand that what you did was absolutely an assault on your wife's character, a monumental one, and a pretty significant rejection of your middle son, even though tests showed that he was in fact yours. The thought was in your head, as if you didn't want to claim him without absolute proof you didn't require for your other 2 for some reason. I don't blame her for never forgiving you for it. You had 0 evidence of cheating. You were just so ignorant of genetics that you felt that not having a matching trio of mini-me's meant that one might not be yours. She wants you to suffer for this, and that's what you're going to do. You can have Christmas with the 2 kids you never doubted and without the wife and son that you did. Update. I need advice on how to get my wife to talk to me. Help, please. My wife and I are divorcing against my will over me getting a paternity test. She wouldn't spend Christmas with me or make our middle child see me, though she did offer to send our other 2. And she refused to have dinner with me on my birthday, despite me asking her several times to do so. I finally got frustrated when she refused to see me this weekend, and told her she needed to start working with me so we could work this out, and she needed to stop coddling our child and make him see me too. My wife refuses to work with me at all and refuses to send my son, whom I, in her words, treated like SHT, to see me against his will. I really think if I could just get her to see me, I could convince her to talk this out with me. I don't want to be the first person in my family to end up divorced. My mom says to give her space because she thinks I messed up by doing what I did, and any chance of reconciliation needs to be on her terms, not mine. But my dad is actually mad at me because he thinks I acted like a piece of crap in less polite words and ruined my relationship. And he has taken my wife and child's side completely. I don't want to let this keep festering, so I actually need good advice to get her to agree to talk things out with me. 3 months ago, OOP posted again on relationship advice, this time asking for advice on how to deal with his co-workers. This is not really an update to this ongoing situation, but in my opinion, it is interesting to read this after everything that happened. Last post. I work with a young woman, whom I will call Emma. Her daughter turned 4 last week, and the next day another coworker, whom I'll call Ken, was asking what they did. She said she got her a stuffed animal, got a 2-pack of cupcakes, and took her to a restaurant. I realized she spent maybe all of $20 on her kid's birthday. The stuffed animal was only $5. The cupcakes she's talking about are $10 at the grocery store, and at the restaurant they went to, kids eat free. I said she was lucky her kid was young enough to not realize what a cheapskate her mom was. Emma gave me a really nasty look and said not everyone was materialistic or required expensive things. I thought that was really rude and told her not to get snotty with me because she got called out for being cheap and that kids deserve better than what she did. She told me, considering my current family situation, that maybe I wasn't the best person to be doling out parenting advice, then left. I felt like she slapped me in the face. I expected Ken to agree that she acted like a bee, but he said she was right. And the guy whose kid won't talk to him shouldn't be telling anyone else about what they should be doing as a parent. I got really upset and considered going to HR over it, but decided against it. I found out later that Emma is really struggling, and that a cheap birthday was all she could afford. I feel a little bad about that, but I still feel like she really overreacted, especially by bringing my family situation into it. She hasn't spoken to me since that happened, and several other coworkers are being pretty frosty to me as well. I told Emma I was sorry what I said offended her, but nothing has improved. What advice do you have so I can smooth things out with my coworkers? Thank you for watching the video.